Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kyle Clark.
I'm Alexandra Lewis. Denver is getting a new scooter provider, getting rid of Bird and Lime.
So tonight we're looking into the city's decision to eliminate the competition between those two companies and just pick a third. 9 News reporter Spencer Soisher now joins us with that. Spencer?
Yeah, Kyle and Alex, competition usually brings out the best in a lot of people, and in business, it often brings out better outcomes for consumers. So Denver's plan to go from 2 scooter operators to 1, certainly raising some questions, especially about the lobbyist for that one, who's also a former Department of Transportation employee. People have gotten used to the Bird and Lime scooters parked all over town. 2 companies, 2 options.
It's my primary means of transportation.
Their contracts in Denver are ending, and now the city is getting rid of them both and hiring one company to replace them.
You know, we're really excited about VO.
In its request for contract proposals, Denver's Department of Transportation and Infrastructure said it intended to award up to 2 contracts for its scooter program. It went with 1.
We thought long and hard about the trade-offs between having 2 operators and a single operator.
VO was represented by lobbyist Jason Gallardo, a former Transportation Department Deputy Chief of Staff with the city. The same Jason Gallardo who's been lobbying on behalf of Colorado's richest family and their successful effort to overturn a finalized road safety project.
The trust is gone. There is no trust. And especially when you have a lobbyist who used to work for Dottie, that I have to say I have some concerns about.
Gallardo's lobbying came up in a recent meeting about that road project. But back to his scooter work. The Denver Streets Partnership sent a letter today to the mayor and city council asking the city to reconsider the plan, saying Bird and Lime have built a model that works with their low-income rider program. About 30,000 people on board.
It'll probably be a shock to a lot of people. I think I'm not the only one that uses it to get to important appointments and for work.
In what industry is a monopoly ever better for a consumer?
Yeah, I think this is really focused in on a partnership. The example I'll give is, these companies know that in your neighborhood, there's 10 rides on today. And so one of them puts out 10 scooters to get that ride. And then the other one puts out 10 scooters to get those rides. And then there's only 10 rides and we have an over deployment of 20 vehicles in an area where we only need 10.
The city said one reason it picked VO was its cheaper rate, about 10% less. But the scooter companies say competition brings out good.
When there's a monopoly, not only do you limit choice for consumers, but you can also, a regulatory body can also lose leverage over that company as well.
Gallardo did not respond to any of my multiple calls, texts, or email today. Another reason the city says it chose VO over the scooter companies that are currently in place is it says that VO will bring in its own workforce to help with the scooters around here and won't rely on contractors like the companies that are currently in place in Denver. Live in Denver, Spencer Soisher, 9 News.
Today was a walk on the mild side. Change is on the way tomorrow with some snow expected to fall in the mountains. Denver metro area could get a bit as well. Kathy Sabin is along with details on that. Kathy?
That's right. This time tomorrow night, we might be talking about a few snow showers outside in downtown Denver. Not a huge storm, but there are some bands of precipitation that we'll need to watch. They're narrow bands, but they could drop a quick inch or 2 of snowfall. Most of the impactful snow appears to be south and east of Denver, the way the models have it tonight. Big, beautiful moon rising. It's past full tonight, but still glorious out there. Cloud deck that's so persistent all day long moving out. Here comes tomorrow's weather maker. We'll see a few snow showers in the northern mountains early in the day. Denver's dry until the afternoon. A few rain showers are possible here in the city, and then some rain and/or snow showers tomorrow night. So definitely a change, something we're welcoming. And rain in February, it's just weird, but we'll take the moisture however we can get it. Accumulation forecast, again, not overly impactful or impressive, but it's something, and it's definitely worth watching because of those narrow snow bands. Calm and quiet overnight tonight with lows around freezing. Coming up, more on the mountain and metro snow forecast in just a bit.
There are not enough forensic pathologists to investigate deaths these days.
The city of Denver is trying to make a dent in that problem. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause joins us now. And Rachel, the city has a program meant to help.
Yeah, their fellowship program helps to send out trained forensic pathologists into the field. Trouble is they can only train and graduate one person a year. But they say just as important is letting people know that these careers exist and helping them find ways into the field. Inside the Denver Medical Examiner's office, Brita Herrera stays busy.
Yes, for sure, yes.
Crime shows sparked Herrera's interest early on, carrying into her internship as an autopsy tech.
I went home the first day, was so excited to tell my parents about everything. They were a little like, okay, maybe we don't want to know everything, but...
Herrera is training to do autopsies here while studying for the MCAT.
The first time I held a bone saw, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is for me. Like, this is a little challenging. And I'm like, oh, that's nothing.
The MSU Denver grad hopes to one day be back here as a forensic pathologist. It'll take years.
It takes time, yeah.
Dr. Sterling McLaren says more forensic pathologists are needed to tackle the massive shortage.
You know, I think there's about 1,500 jobs out there. Maybe we have about 800 practicing forensic pathologists. And each year we only graduate about 30 to 40 people into the field from fellowship. So it's hard to catch up.
Denver's interim chief medical examiner says a lot of people don't know how much schooling is needed. Internships are helping spread awareness for work. She says that's critical.
This isn't just important for vital statistics, but it's important for families who have lost someone. It's important in the legal system, being able to testify as to how someone died. It's all very important to be accurate and scientific.
A Denver program is slowly helping fill that need.
Yeah, so we actually have a fellowship program here, and we train forensic pathology fellows. Every year we graduate somebody into the field and they get into practice doing just this, becoming a medical examiner.
It's slowly helping send out trained forensic pathologists like McLaren, and hopefully one day De Herrera.
Hopefully, yeah, that would be the goal for sure, yeah.
With it, filling a critical need for care.
People need us to do this job. And so if you can do it and you like it, then you're able to help people in a way that is pretty unique and different, especially in like the worst times of their lives.
McLaren says that building a pipeline to help start people on the road to forensic pathology is vital, and more is needed to help address staffing challenges nationwide in the coming years to ensure deaths can be investigated and reported accurately. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
The death of a protester shot by federal immigration agents in Minneapolis has been ruled a homicide. The Hennepin County medical examiner released the findings today in the January 24th death of Alex Preddy. It says the 37-year-old nurse died from multiple gunshot wounds and notes Preddy was shot by law enforcement officers. By definition, a homicide ruling means the death was caused by another person, but it does not determine if a crime was committed. The Justice Department has launched a civil rights investigation into the shooting. The Secretary of Homeland Security is requiring all officers on the ground in Minneapolis now to wear body cameras. Secretary Kristi Noem made the announcement today. It comes as Minneapolis has been the site of intense scrutiny over the conduct of immigration enforcement agents on the ground there, including the shooting death of Preddy. There have been increased calls by critics of Homeland Security to require all of the department's officers who are responsible for immigration enforcement to wear body cameras. The body cam program will be expanded nationwide as funding becomes available. The announcement comes after Senate Democrats and President Trump reached a deal to temporarily extend DHS funding for 2 weeks. That funding bill is currently headed to the House.
Democrats in the state legislature hold a large majority, and they're going to use it. They intend to pass a slate of bills related to federal immigration policy. Constitutional law experts tell us some may be more symbolic than effective. Democrats announced a package of bills today. One would allow state lawsuits against federal officers. Another would ban federal officers from wearing masks. Yasmin Chavez, an attorney and professor at MSU Denver, says enforcing that legislation, particularly the mask ban, might be difficult.
And for the most part, what we've seen historically is that the supremacy clause as well as the immunity clause is going to win at the end of the day, right? If it's about a federal enforcement strategy.
Denver City Council has proposed anti-masking legislation on the local level. Department of Homeland Security has already said that if it passes, they just won't follow it.
Tomorrow, the Loveland City Council will consider changing how it enforces its ban on camping in public spaces. The vote will happen just days after the city dropped its plan to create a new long-term shelter. The agenda for tomorrow's City Council meeting includes the second and final reading of an ordinance that would scrap a requirement the city has that to have available shelter to ticket unauthorized campers or begin the process of removing camps. The city's only overnight shelter for adults is currently a temporary setup at the Loveland Resource Center. That will stop providing overnight services in mid-March. The City Council had talked about buying a building and converting it into a long-term shelter, but last week the city said it couldn't find an organization to run it, so it just scrapped the plan.
Sundance Film Festival's packing up in Park City. Next, it's Boulder CERN.
After more than 40 decades in Utah, the festival is headed to Colorado next year. With it, a whole lot of people. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch is here with how the city is already working to open up spots for them to rent out.
The Sundance Film Festival brings in tens of thousands of people from around the world. Next year, all those people will be coming to Boulder. We don't know what films will be shown, but we do know attendees will need a place to stay. Boulder will welcome a new kind of buff. Next winter, film buffs will descend on the city for Sundance 2027. Hosting the festival may be new, but bringing in people from around the world isn't.
Well, Boulder's always been a tourist destination.
For more than a decade,
it's really become special.
County resident Jennifer Thompson has opened her home for short-term rentals. Thompson moved in 31 years ago and still remembers how she felt walking through the door.
The pool and the great room and the indoor-outdoor space just didn't need to look any further.
She hopes prospective renters feel the same when they book for the film festival.
This is great because you can have, like, especially for Sundance Film Festival, people will be able to have like a fire, and we sit here and just enjoy a lot.
She started out just renting a couple areas on the 26-acre property by herself.
Opportunity to work with Kate came along.
Now she offers her whole home with the help of Kate George.
I started Home Host Concierge about a decade ago to help Boulder homeowners rent their properties.
George says a large part of her work is helping homeowners navigate short versus long-term rental licenses,
as well as to prepare their home for receiving guests.
Since October, she's been supporting people through a new festival-specific license. George says property owners who want to list their rentals for up to 29 days during Sundance can apply.
There's going to be tens of thousands of guests coming to Boulder, and so it'll be a wonderful opportunity for people who haven't rented before to have the opportunity to share their homes.
The city says there's been nearly 70 applicants, and more than 20 of those applicants have been approved.
And once you have it down, it's super easy.
Now, we still don't have the dates for the festival in Boulder, but George says the rental approval process can take days to weeks, and for county residents, even longer. So get started early if you can. Janelle Finch, 9 News.